Sani, a former Kaduna lawmaker, a member of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), has responded to the reports of a proposed increase in minimum wage from 30,000 to 200,000 naira. The Trade Union Congress (TUC) recently called on Tinubu to implement the wage hike due to the removal of fuel subsidy that has stirred reaction. The Nigeria Labour Congress and the trade union have threatened to go on strike if their demand is not met. In response, Sani noted that while the idea sounds good, some states are yet to implement the current 30,000 minimum wage. He added that for the new proposal to be achieved, the government may have to print more money. In his words, advocates of a minimum wage of 200,000 naira may believe it is a good idea, but they should be reminded that numerous states are still not meeting the current minimum wage of 30,000 naira unless there's an increase in the money supply by the government. Of course, they are just it's not doable. Even the 30,000 they are complaining. We have said it over and over again, and many Nigerians are aware about that. Even the ones that said they are even paying, even the ones who are not even paying up to that 30,000 naira, they are still owing their workers. All of them are still owing their workers. I don't think there are up to 5 states in this country that are paying worker salary as at to up to date. I don't think so. Some of them, they said they modulated payment of salary. Who does that? And if people want to go on strike, they will now be telling you no work, no pay. Who does that? How can a country, a whole government, even if individuals are owing, private companies are owing, but a whole government will still be owing? Don't you know that the country is... That's why some people say the country is finished if a government does not have conscience to take care of its workers. And at the end of the day, what is the percentage of the workers in the first place? For the fact that a lot of them are not paying that 30,000 naira, how many of them will now want to pay? Even 50,000 they can't even pay. It's not doable. I hear some people say, don't worry, this first subsidy removal, we are going to suffer it a little. Before you know it, boom, everything will just be bubbling. I say, really? Really? Even if you were not born in the 1960s, in the 1970s, in the 1980s, in the 1990s, if you were not born, at least you can read and write and go and check what happened before now. Because these are the same templates all these politicians have been using. They will be telling you have to sacrifice. Oh, let us bear it. Distant time, everything will be working fine. Because we know some people, you don't even need to be born in 1803 or 17 something. Just go and check the record of what happened. Then you begin to follow the pattern and see that the patterns are the same. So when they begin to tell you all this kind of cock and bull stories and you are believing them, don't worry, let us just bear it for a little time. Everything will work fine. And if things don't work fine, they will not say maybe they will tell you now that is the will of God. That is how God had destined it to be. Any year, we will see the church something. Who would have thought that with the manner at which Buhari dealt with Buhari and Tinubu, not only Tinubu, only Buhari dealt with Nigerians, people are still making excuses for them. It's just a bad thing. It's really, really a bad thing. There are criteria for everything, isn't it? If you go to court without local standing to contest what's this one talking about? To contest election without some basics and so many, you stand disqualified. Likewise, should any state fail to pay the stipulated minimum wage, I suggest that state deserves not to be a state. If there is no law to that effect, the National Assembly should do the needful. Remember, many are called, but few are choosing. No talk more states in Nigeria, please. It's like this one on JJC. Really? You go to court. You think they care? Even the ones, what has happened all this? The ones who have not been implementing that 30,000 naira, what has happened to them? They will tell you there's no money. But if they want to get all this severance pack, all these people who have served nonsense, beautiful rubbish, they will have money. They will have money to do that. The senator, you are always on point. Sani, remember workers need living wages, not all these peanuts. Are they going to pay? That is what he's telling you the reality. Many of them cannot pay that 30,000 naira minimum wage because they say they don't have money. Is it not borrow money they are borrowing? Hmm? Tell them if they did not know. Those who are jumping up and down, you are just deceiving yourselves, saying things will be better. Well, what TUC and NLC are proposing, that is the right thing. Just like he said, it's a sound idea, but is it doable? The governor of those are stealing for selfish interest and to rig and win election by do or die. Sani is saying the bitter truth. Why insult him? Do you know the number of civil servants per state? For your information, if minimum wage is 200,000, it means wages those initially earning above 30k will have to be increased too. Be a ward cleaner will start earning more than a nurse. Okay, make we analyze before we criticize. The best option is cut off those enriching themselves with subsidy, pay the normal subsidy and let fuel price this in. It's not a normal place. Nigeria is not a normal place where you say, oh, this should be like this should not be like this. The ones that are putting the law, making the laws, they will scatter everything. They will scatter, they will not follow, they won't follow it. They will not follow it. It's not possible. And they will come back and be telling you what is not applicable or doable. If many states are not paying, then those state governors should be held down. That some states haven't paid it 30,000 doesn't mean that the review of salary is no more in Nigeria. Let them review it now. Of course, I understand that. Sani, did you really think well before saying what you are saying? We don't need your type in our leadership. Printing anyhow results to bad economy. But it's telling you that if you don't print, there's nothing on ground. Do we have anything to come in as revenue? The little ones that they think is coming, we see people who are working it. So how do you get the money? Because if you are making enough money, the level at which they borrow money will be reduced. He said the pure truth. How many states paying 30,000 minimum wage? The only thing is to print money now, because where did they get the money from? The ones that are supposed to be accounting for are being stolen. So guys, let's say your opinion and have your take on this matter. It be